Hello again.
Hello again. For all the guys who are internationally, welcome to a new live stream here from our Cardshark studio in Essen, Germany. You are tuned in, whatsoever. Because you would like to know more about playing cards, about magic. We are talking about a very interesting topic about your first time ever.
Yes.
Maybe for some it's behind you, for others it's in front of you,
for
or
some
some even are so fearful that they will never ever want to do this. And we are talking about a paid gig.
A paid gig. Your first paid gig.
Exactly. And before we start, here's our intro. And here we go. Sorry, I had to bring a coffee. It's already 8:30 here in the evening, and I have a little bit lack of sleep. Yeah, okay. Absolutely. So, interesting topic today, and we already talked about this topic in the German stream, and it was more than an hour that we talked about it. So let's stay focused here and see how far we get. Certainly, we will also at the end talk about the tricks of the week. As you know, we are having a few great tricks that we select that usually fit the topic we are talking about, and that we discount for exactly 1 week until we go on air with our next YouTube live stream in a week, so that you won't miss this offer. Maybe you're watching it after today's the 8th of November, so
it's almost Christmas.
A week from now will be the 15th, and so if you are watching this video after the 15th of November, you are too late to get these discounts. And for this, it would be great if you, sorry for the German one, we still work on that, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, so that you will be notified as soon as we are releasing a new YouTube stream, and you would not miss the next few tricks of the week.
Exactly.
Yes. There we go. Cheers, coffee. Yes, absolutely. I needed that one. First of all, we thank you so much, Thomas, for the contact.
Thank you.
I have to drive Mark back to his home later on because his car broke down, and maybe Thomas has a little bit of help to get to get your car up and running again.
Nice.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So for most of us, we started doing magic because of a great hobby. First of all, we found our interest when it was when we still were teenagers. Not you, not me.
No, absolutely not.
Otherwise, yes, because when you are still 29,
yeah.
You didn't start magic 2 years ago.
Well played.
Must have been in your teenager years.
Yeah, some of us started getting a magic kit for Christmas. I think that's the most answered question when I'm asking magicians how they started, right?
Yeah. And we have to say that it seems to be a real, a classical topic for boys and not for girls. So we still see only a few women in magic, unfortunately. Maybe... Well, other interests. Maybe these are the boys. Great.
Yeah, I'm not too sure why this is as it is. To be honest,
I could tell you. It wouldn't be that nice.
Okay, let me know.
Yeah.
And now I'm interested. Yeah, I think we all are interested now.
It's not so nice about the other guys. It's about that most of the time to start magic, you are missing some things in your life where you want to be special. Where you want to do things that others can't do. That you know secrets that others don't know. It's like the Indiana Jones phenomenon, where you want to experience something where you can show something, others will be bedazzled and have no idea what you did there, and you can say, well, it's a secret, I can't tell you. So that makes you look better or cooler or more attractive for girls, I don't know. That's why, and girls are just I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that makes sense.
More interested in boys or in ponies or dancing or whatsoever.
Yeah.
Music. So they didn't start it, and when these years are missing. The girls that I know or the women that do magic are a totally different league. I have to say, they approach magic in a totally different way, and they're really cool. They're really good ladies in magic who are self-focused and different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, well, yeah. But other topic. Yes. How did you start with magic?
Right.
And what to do when you want to be paid for the very first time?
That's a really good question. So there comes a time when you think about, maybe this is not just a hobby, maybe I want to earn some money with it. And then you should think about, how can I make my first job? And what do I pay? What do I want to have?
Yeah.
What do I want to be paid for? Or
right? Should I just mow the lawns or wash cars?
Exactly. Right.
And enjoy the hobby that I have.
Right.
Magic. Performing magic for money is not for everyone.
Exactly.
We have to say. Yeah.
We said it before in the other stream. I think it shouldn't be your first intention to earn money doing magic. That should never be the goal. I think you should do magic because you love magic. That should be the first reason.
Actually, it is the secret for the whole life. That you should never work for money.
Right.
The rich people never work for money.
It's true, yeah.
It is really true. If you find your passion and you are working, and get paid for this, you will never work for money again.
That's true.
It's for me. It's pleasure. That what I'm doing here is a lot of fun, and sure, we are selling a few of our tricks here, but this is a byproduct, I have to say, and the rest is just having fun. Knowing great magicians, seeing entertainment and shows, etc., and meeting new friends. So that's really a lot of fun for me.
It is, definitely.
Oh, he would even pay people to watch him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really can understand that, but we spoke about it before, so I shouldn't say that. Well, I shouldn't mention that all the time. But we said that you should have a value. Your magic should have a value also in your own mind. You should never approach or you should never go to an event not being paid with that in mind. I just want to do magic. I really think the person that books you should pay something just to have a value from you.
Yeah,
you know?
but first of
it's
all,
hard to explain.
First of all, you as a person have to have a value, because the magician is more important than the magic he's doing. I mean, when you watch The Big Bang Theory and Howard is doing magic in the worst terrible way with a milk pitcher, and it's so funny.
So good,
but it's exactly that. It's exactly that. It's just a lot of one effect and another effect and another effect, and it's not important who is there. It's just a magician. Yeah, we had a magician at my birthday party as well. Also.
That's the worst thing that can happen to you. It should never be that it was a magician. It should be you that is mentioned.
Totally different.
So, your name.
So what makes you interesting in general? That means what is your persona? Have you already worked on that? Now it comes. How old are you? Are you 15 and want to earn your first merits by going out and doing some paid gigs? Or are you 30 and have a full job and enjoy just doing magic for your friends, etc.? And suddenly a friend of a friend is saying, "Oh, I have a wedding. Could you work? Could you perform on my wedding?" Now comes the thing. Sure, it's my pleasure. I have so much fun showing my magic. You don't have to pay me anything, and you are wasting one Saturday. Yeah, most likely.
You do. Yes. And I also think it's your friend doesn't see the same value in your magic as if you would have charged something for it. That's really my opinion.
You're just a byplay on this event.
Yeah.
You have no value at all.
And also, you should never be expected to do magic if you're in an event. So I had that thing last weekend when we went to a birthday party, and I honestly didn't want to do any magic, but I was asked to. And I'm not like, you know what I mean?
Oh, you're a magician. Show me a trick.
Yeah, I don't really like that. I want to do magic when I want to do it. Or when I'm at an event, I can do a whole event not being a magician, you know? I'm there private. That's...
On the other hand, it's also nice.
It is nice, but I don't like if it's expected, you know?
And here's one interesting thing. I still have to release a trick of a magician from Austria. Bavaria? Damn it.
All the same.
Yeah, it's in the south of Germany. Either way, you just have to stop before the border or after the border.
Yeah.
South Germany. It's a beautiful effect. I cannot explain too much, but it's when he is going to a birthday party, etc., or is invited, they know he's a magician. And they know they want to see some magic. He does not want to do magic during the whole evening, but he doesn't want to disappoint them as well. So what he's doing, I really have to do this to tell you off topic about the trick. But the interesting part is he prepares one effect that he does with the woman of the house when he gets there. He does one trick together with her, ending with a nice present for the evening. That is a perfect match to his. So it's like a prediction thing for the magic that he did.
Sounds very interesting.
It's really, really cool and romantic and beautiful and old style and old school and everything. So it's not like the magic new app, etc. This is something for older guys like me. It's really beautiful. And however, when he does this single trick, then he has a status. Okay, that's the magician. He did some magic. Everybody can watch. The lady of the house is happy that she was part of it. She got a nice present, and then you don't have to do any more magic for the evening. What's also very nice. Yeah. So you can do this. Yeah. Next time. I hope I can. Yeah, it's a lot of work up then, but then I will produce a new deck of cards. I will tell you later. Okay. If you are asked by a friend of a friend, etc., think about a certain value. Where are you standing? Would you already say that you could entertain a crowd by going from table to table? Yeah. Or
that's mostly the important thing. You should be interesting as a person, not just doing magic. So I think that's the key for every magician. You should also be able to sit down on the table and have a conversation with the people around without doing magic.
Small talk.
Right. You should be able to do that. And as I said, 90% is performance and 10% is a trick. That's my opinion, my honest opinion. And I really think I love magic, but you also have to be conversating with the people around on the table. Yeah.
I had one experience with my very best friend who married a second time, and they expected me to do magic, and I was prepared to do magic at their wedding. But I had some tricks for stage and for close-up. And when I saw the whole evening moving on, they had some games, etc., that you usually have during a wedding, etc. And then came good music, and everybody was dancing, etc. And I had to make a decision. He is my best friend. He's expecting me doing magic, but do I want to disturb this great mood that is going on right now? Everybody's on the dance floor and is dancing. Then I don't want to say no. It's the magician who wants to interrupt, etc.
That's a good point.
Yeah, exactly. So what I decided then was that I took a table at the back of the whole room. And let the people know, if you're interested in magic, just come over to me and watch some magic. And my friend later, he was really disappointed that I didn't do any magic, and I didn't. And on stage, I said, you had such a great mood here, great music, etc. I didn't want to disturb. I was there, and the people who wanted to see magic came. So relax, there was a magician on your party, just not on stage like you expected it. And I think it was a much better evening that way. It was weird because I was prepared to do stage magic, but I didn't.
Yeah, I get
and
it.
as I wasn't paid because it was for my friend, he couldn't say, but you were paid for doing a stage show, right? So it's not always good. So I think that's also important to have a certain feeling what would be your job there. It's not,
Definitely.
hey, I have to be a magician, I have to do it.
It's
right?
It's also very important to get a feeling for this, at what table it's inappropriate to approach. You know,
like when they are in the middle of a discussion, hey,
right, in the middle of a discussion, or while they are eating, you don't want to go there. Oh, hey guys, hey, pick a card and go away, magic boy.
That's worst thing you can
do.
Yeah.
So you have to figure out a feeling for this. There are certain tables that have a strange mood. I can't really explain that. It's a stomach feeling. Like you're standing there. So that's at least what I do at a wedding, for example. Let's say we have 10 tables around. So before I start with my performance, I just approach. I just watch all the people and get a feeling of what table might be the best one to start with. So I use the people that I don't use. I approach the table that has the most fun, the most open people there around. So it makes it easy for the other tables. You don't want to go to a table where everyone's sitting like. I want to have you here right now.
Depends on the event as well. There's also always the big discussion.
Exactly.
How do I do table magic or in a restaurant magic, etc. There's a totally different experience if you are going into a restaurant where you have to perform, where the people on the table know each other, but not the other tables. Also, where you usually have to order food. So that there might even be a different level during the evening for them at a different status. They already have eaten, or they are still waiting for their dinner, or some even don't have ordered their dinner. So you have to be aware of this as well. But if you have a wedding, let's say, or a birthday party, etc., where everything is organized, maybe you have a buffet where you don't have to order food, etc. Everybody is going there, having food, and then it's the moment where there might be some downtime. Maybe the bride and the groom are going out for a groom, not a broom, going out for a photo event, and everybody is just waiting for them. Nothing is happening. That's a perfect moment where you have to cover that time.
Yeah, that's true.
So you have to have a certain sense and feeling, when to do what and where.
You should be a social person, right? You should be able to interact with people. Like if you're some guy that hates humans, like I do.
And then you're going for that. Oh, that's funny.
Not really, but if you don't really want to socialize with other people, it's possibly the wrong job to do. You should not really go into magic, maybe, or do stage stuff.
Okay.
So, but you should also have interest in the other people. That's one thing. I think it's really important to not just act like you have interest in what the other people say. You really want to. So there's nothing worse. Like, just imagine you're sitting at a table, a total stranger comes up to you and asks, "Oh, how you doing? So tell me something about you." And then you just playing with the cards and he's talking. Interesting.
Like, what's your name? Then you forget it immediately and call him in a false way. Exactly. Ask a second time.
Something you want to avoid at all costs. So you really want to be a real honest person, and you really want to be interactive with all the people that you approach.
But here we are going already pretty deep, right?
Yeah, right.
Because
that's true,
right now, I mean, if you think about it, it's already advanced technique.
Wir schweifen ab, as we would say in Germany.
we get distracted.
Yeah, we get distracted.
Absolutely. So the more interesting thing is when someone is asking you, could you work on my event or whatsoever, and it would be your first gig. Do you already feel that you would be ready to do it?
Genau.
That's the very first point, and there's nothing bad about it saying, actually, I'm not there yet.
Right.
I would recommend a friend.
Right.
Or I know someone.
Or I would say, as you said, I don't really feel confident enough to do it, but I would like to give it a try. Let's figure something out how I...
Or I'm confident. Don't never say you're not confident, but
no,
my portfolio is not that deep.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay.
Something like
you wouldn't
this,
say that.
Yes,
obviously,
yes,
right?
Yes.
But just to say it between us.
Yeah.
So you don't really feel confident enough to be like the middle point of the party. So you want to start small. So maybe you talk about that and then you start small.
Yeah, and then you say, a friend of mine who is a professional would charge this and this, and because I'm not there yet, I would make you a special price.
Right.
That allows you to start lower. I wouldn't go too low.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly you have expenses and you already invested time and
we
money
all
into
know how much Magic props cost.
Yes.
And it's not just the cards, it's the time. It's everything.
Yes, and talking about numbers is very difficult. First of all, in which country are you living?
Right, it's totally
because here the euro has another value as dollars in the United States or in the other countries. You would, let's say, what would a DJ cost at this event?
Right.
And a DJ would be pretty much more or less the same amount, right? I would say.
Yeah,
he's
maybe.
as
it really
important
depends.
For the whole thing.
A DJ has a little bit more time to spend at the event, and he has a really good DJ has much more equipment with him. He has a little bit more time to build up before the party.
Oh, you don't bring your big stage illusions.
Suddenly. No, but it's a good way to start, I think. So I said that I was googling how much does an average German wedding cost, and from there I found out what I might be able to charge for my events at weddings. And maybe that's a good point where you could start, but we can't really give you numbers here because, as Christian said, it really depends in what country you live in, what worth is your denomination, and it might be something totally different if you work in Japan or if you work in the Netherlands or whatever. We can't really tell. So I really think it would be the wrong way to give numbers here in that.
On the other hand, if you are thinking about it, I didn't have this idea in the German stream, but if you really would go, okay, what other acts or jobs are given away during a wedding? We have, or at an event, we have a photographer.
Yeah.
We have a DJ. We might have, I don't know, maybe another
singer,
artist,
a band.
Yes, exactly. So if you are going for this, let's say a DJ or another act that is about spending as much time as you, then try to figure out what the prices of those are for these gigs. And then you go with a certain percentage. Could be 50% of that, 60 or 100 or whatsoever. But that would give you a good idea of what the wedding planner, etc., would be used to pay.
Yes, definitely.
Right? Yeah. And go for that and start lower by saying that you are not there yet, but you would like to start, and would start with that. But don't go too deep, because when you are there, you are taking away a job of a professional magician.
That's
who
true.
Has to live with that money.
That's true.
So I had a friend who had a full job and did magic as his hobby, but was very good. And he got great bookings because he was knowing a lot of very influential friends. So to not do it for free, he never earned money, but he donated everything and raised a pretty high level. Yeah. And gave them the opportunity to choose for which the donation their payment would be. And so that's
a great idea. Yeah.
And that way you keep the level high and don't destroy the market for all the other magicians who are dependent on it. And we have the COVID, the C,
that's true,
the C thing,
and that's a real huge difference if you do in magic as a hobby or if you do it as a full-time magician. Yeah. So I don't really know how it is in the rest of the world, but I assume it's pretty similar to what it is in Germany. You have to pay taxes, you have to pay your medical care, you have to pay your Rente. what's
retirement
payments and whatever. And you have to build some money in the bank to be prepared if something like COVID comes again or whatever. There will be times where you will not have as many bookings or so.
Well, you don't have paychecks.
Right.
So when you don't have a paycheck and live from the bookings, then it can be really a hard time, like what it was for the last year.
Exactly.
Year and a half. Yes.
So obviously the money that a full-time professional gets is obviously a lot more as what you get if you do it as a hobbyist.
Yes, but then comes the thing, whatever they tell you, they lie.
That's true.
So if you're really talking with other magicians, what are you paid for your gigs, etc. Take it with a grain of salt. These informations are usually not true. Mm-hmm. You either charge low and tell them it's higher, or you go high and you don't want to tell them that you are doing it so that you don't get competition.
I've heard so many stories about that. It's sometimes it's really sad if you know afterwards that was not true. So in most cases I know how much people charge and they say they charge X amount or whatever, and
it was lower most of the time, or
so what they got was way lower as what they say they get.
That's sad.
Yeah, it was really sad, yeah.
No.
And I've heard that more often than otherwise.
And we're talking about professionals?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an exception of an exception, right?
Yeah.
They usually would do this, but this usually is only once a year.
Yeah.
And the rest are exceptions.
So I stopped talking about that with other magicians because I really don't feel the need to it, and I really don't feel that every magician, as you said, is telling the truth about this.
Yeah, for sure.
Most want to keep that for themselves.
But as a good point as well would be, okay, you're spending money to get new magic effects, to teach yourself. Mm-hmm. Here comes the point. Don't waste your money, because there is a lot of shite out there.
Buy Cardshark products.
That is definitely, that is definitely not worth it. And when you have the draw of the broken dreams,
that's
is right?
Yeah, that's good. That's so true.
David Riegel says the best time for a magician is the time between the purchase and the delivery.
That's so true.
It's the time when you have the greatest expectation because you saw the advertisement, etc. You place the order, you are with high hopes. And then you get the package and you're totally disappointed. Then
you get the Puzzlement deck and you see,
and then comes this goldfish mind that forgets about it within 5 minutes, and you're ordering shit again.
Yes.
So
true. Like an addict.
Yeah, you should really.
We're all addicts.
I'm not against buying magic if it's worth it and if it's good and if it gets into your repertoire. And I hate to hear from magicians that my tricks that I release are ending up in a draw. So I'm really trying to find out what fits them best and do tell them which effects I would recommend for them, so that this deck would not end up somewhere in the drawer.
I have good news for you.
What is it?
Everything I take here ends up being performed.
That's nice. That means if you don't perform it, you don't take anything. You can keep the key. That's fine. Well, I'm safe as well right now because his car broke down, so he cannot come here and help himself.
So I have to do it today when you drive me home.
Okay.
Is there free space in your trunk?
Yeah, all good.
Good, great.
Yeah, so make sure that you are not wasting money.
Right. Think about it twice. Maybe we all deal with that. So when I started, I saw the trailer and I thought I need to have that, and it's sometimes a bit disappointing. There are certain brands that are worse than others.
And it's always these hype videos that you see with the trailers.
Not always. Not always. There's sometimes there's something good with it, but not always.
Most of the time, it's not. Well, it depends on the publisher, right? So some are known for doing great trailers like cinema things, etc., and it is not worth it. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true.
I've never been disappointed with Cardshark products. My high point is always after the package arrives. That's what I actually. That is my intention. I always want to over deliver. Always. So that when you get something, that you feel that you got more than you expected. So yeah, that's really my approach. That people are happy after the purchase and receiving it. Definitely my goal. What is there? So I should never tell you how large is the fractions of Cardshark I use on regular basis. Sure you can. Absolutely. Absolutely. So in that case, I can then recommend you other stuff in case you are not working. And I'm even recommending people, trust me, if someone is approaching me and asks me, beginner, whatsoever, I tell them, get a standard deck of cards, it's €4.50, $4.50 or whatsoever, and get a good book about card magic, or get the first stripper deck and whatsoever, and start with that, educate yourself with a good book, and then come back and
there's so much value in books.
Yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely. So
you should have a base of effects and tricks that you can always be performing, like impromptu effects. So it's really important, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So what else? What do we have here?
I admit that I've bought Cardshark products, and once I've tried those out, I noticed they are not my cup of tea. Factory blanks, for instance, but the products are still top notch. Yeah, that doesn't really matter. So you maybe find something.
Michael, in the future, I'm planning something. When our new online store is installed, I will have good news for you. So stay tuned. All will be great, and you will have a great experience in the future.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's maybe not about the effect. Like, it wasn't maybe for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what he also says. The quality is high. It's just not fitting him.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's what you can always find out when you call me, or we are recommending you to something, etc. And we have a great team here with Philo, with Mark. These are professionals. They know what they do. And you are also, but you also try a lot of different products from third parties, right? So
I do.
If someone is asking you about something, someone did in the German stream about the Kevlar thread, whatsoever.
Yeah, I really do.
So in the worst case, ask him or go to Magic Cafe and find out what they are thinking.
I'm still down to being. So I'm a little bit of a hype train. Addict still. I'm really trying a lot of stuff out to find out something that I could use in my show.
You should do reviews with that, so that you get the products for free, so that you're not wasting too much money for that.
Maybe that's an idea.
Maybe. Yeah, we can talk. So we have one thing here as a topic. From close up to stage. We didn't talk about this one. Here's a very interesting topic, because most of us are definitely more skilled in performing in close-up situations. I love it, because it's having a smaller audience, you can control them, you can interact more. Yeah,
it has the strongest impact.
Usually, yes.
I really think there's nothing that hits harder than close-up magic. That's my opinion. Stage magic is great, and it really has a high impact, but I think there's nothing like seeing it right in front of your eyes and you can't believe what's happening. So,
and here's one thing, and I have to think about it. Well, now we are in the English stream, so I can tell you about that one. Are you familiar with the booklet, The Meridian Technique?
I've heard about it, but I'm not really quite sure what that was.
Mark Elston. He gave me the rights for the German, the translation of the booklet. Okay. And I had the books as well on my table, and they didn't sell very well, because selling a book at a stand when you cannot perform anything is not easy. So I take my tip my hat for all the guys who are releasing books, because it's much more difficult to find buyers for that. Here's the interesting thing. The Meridian Technique is bringing your close-up effects to stage. How? So when you are booked, for instance, well, that's what he says, in a bar, for instance, and you're doing close-up tricks. Let's say you are booked for an hour. then the hour is over, you sneak out, you leave, get the payment, and you are, where's the magician?
Yeah.
Someone will ask, where's the magician? That's what you are used to in case you're doing it. However, how cool will it be if you are closing with a big bang? With one big trick. So Mark Elson, checked tricks that are out there, like what was it? Classic routines that you are doing in close-up, but he is taking this effect to the end on stage.
It makes it bigger.
Oh yes, and let's say, for instance, the Big Bang, is it? I think from Magic Smith, where you have a light bulb that goes into a bag and then smashes when you think of it.
I think that, I'm not too sure if that's the name, but it's the light bulb. Yeah, I know it. Yeah.
So what he is doing, he takes one effect, and the booklet is really cool about this. You are taking one prop. Let's say, okay, here's a light bulb. We are screwing it out, and you're showing this on the tables that you're doing normal close up, and you can say, here we have a light bulb. Please check that it's a real light bulb. There's nothing fake about it, etc. And when you're done, sign it, so that I cannot switch whatsoever. And you let people check it, etc. And you're saying that at the end, at the whole show, where I'm booked until, let's say, 6 o'clock. At the end, I will be here in the middle. We'll perform with this light bulb, one effect, and so that I'm not able to exchange anything. And you have checked everything, so it's a close-up trick brought onto stage.
I really think about that right now.
Is it already cool?
Because it's like a build-up.
It's a super build-up, and people are and they are not leaving. And if you are booked in a bar, for instance, people are coming back or are not leaving. So you are giving an extra value to the owner of the bar.
That's clever, yeah.
Yeah. So after having all the tables and it's time for doing the last final trick, you are doing exactly one trick on stage, only one trick, and everybody can do just one trick.
But obviously, that has to be hard hitting. That effect.
You choose. It's your favorite effect that you one day want to perform on stage in a whole act with stage magic. So once you have made this trick several times and you're happy with that, choose the next one.
I really like that idea.
I think I still have a Meridian technique for you. Isn't that a cool book?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
So you have
and you really you end with a big applause, with a big cue, standing in the middle of the audience, get the applause, and then you can go to the guy who booked you and said, "Now I'm gone."
And now he knows that
you did a good job.
Yeah, you did a good job, and everyone.
So it's really a good one.
Yeah. I really like
and it helps to bring your close-up magic or your tricks that you love to do into a stage performance when you're not yet a stage performer.
Yeah, that's clever. That's clever because I do it when I'm asked to do a stage show and magic, close-up magic.
Yeah.
I always do close-up magic first because I say I can introduce myself and people expect a little bit more later on. So they know I have proven myself to be good. Mostly, I hope so.
He does it, for instance, also with the linking rings, that people can check the rings up front and sign the rings.
Yeah, okay.
So that you then do it with the linking. It's only
I'm so done with that.
I know. It's just saying
I get
that they can watch the props. Yeah. So then, when you're further away, that you have the attention already, and people know what is coming then.
That totally makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, it's really a good booklet.
Sometimes it's just a small thought that changes everything. Yeah, so the whole perspective.
I'll check.
Gets me thinking.
Tricks. Yeah, honestly. There are several tricks in it, and they are all great. Everybody knows all these tricks. It's nothing that he invented something new. He just brought new presentations to it and what to do with them before.
Yeah.
Very clever technique. Anyhow.
Nice.
That was from close-up to
stage.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
So you have to decide. We said that I really think close-up is the best thing to begin with because you have all the time to mess up every trick as often as you can, and you learn from that. So you can approach a table, mess up a trick, go to the next table, mess up again, and go to the third one, know all the mistakes you did before, and learn from that. And
then you have to leave the event after 3 times messing up.
Crying, yeah.
I'm reading here from Michael, who says that he loves to be on stage and has more problems with doing close-up magic. It is because his background. I know that Michael is Michael is an actor.
Ah, okay.
So that he feels much more comfortable on stage, having a certain distance to the audience. Interesting as well. I love to be very close to the people and
me
interact
too.
with them.
But in a certain way, I get what he's saying. I really feel a bit more distant when I'm on stage. So like a little bit more, I have the control. What's happening here? And if you're doing, especially on a table with a lot of people around, you a little bit give off the control, you know what I mean? Because there are a lot of people going around there.
You're more on your toes because you have to react.
Yeah,
and
right.
If you're acting, you're reacting.
Exactly.
Yes.
And there's the waitress. There's much more things you can't really control.
Yeah, certain
maybe,
things, yes.
Maybe
but
that's
more,
one idea. So.
And I have the big problem when I go on stage, when I do stage, that and usually it's bright on the stage, very dark in the audience. How do I get the connection to all the people out there? This is another topic you have to learn. That the person you are doing usually magic here, very close. That I can focus on you. Now I have to watch into the camera. And if I want to address the whole audience, I have to gaze with my eyes, etc., so that people are feeling being part of the whole presentation. Something that you better start in close-up, I would say. Yeah. Yeah,
true. But because also, if you start up, it's most likely that you are going to perform. If you do stage or a stand-up show, it's often that you have events where some kids are crying around there. Some people are not really paying attention, and then sometimes it's really a bit hard to get all the focus on you and to be confident on stage. Because you think, I had that in the beginning, so you sometimes you think, oh, it's not good enough what I do here because they are not paying attention or so, but you have to get around that.
Yeah,
but you have to learn that. So that's one thing I had at some events, and still there are some events where some people don't really pay attention and make noise or something.
Yeah, you have to be also aware of the following thing. If you are booked by the event, let's say there is a company event, etc., and you are just one act of several, etc. They are not there to see your magic.
Yeah.
You are there to entertain them, but it's not that they came to see your magic.
Yeah.
When they are booking a magic show, like when they go to see Emma's Diary, or it's your stage show or close-up parlor show. Then they are aware that they will go for the evening to be entertained with magic.
That's a totally different
setting. Right. Yeah. They are more intrigued. They are already prepared for what is coming. But if you have to get the attention, then I think close-up is the best to start with smaller groups, with smaller crowds. I think it's easier to call attention at a table of 6 or 8 instead of doing it in front of 100 people.
Yeah. And one more tip that I often give is like, don't do the newest tricks. Do the things you are confident with. It doesn't really matter if it's just a trick, just a double lift trick or so. It really doesn't matter. As in all of my career where I do magic, 2 people knew how it was done. And it doesn't really matter to me at all. So
it shouldn't.
It shouldn't. We shouldn't think as magicians. We should never think, oh, maybe he knows what I'm doing. And if so, do something else.
Oh, wink. Give him a wink of an eye, or say, oh, you know the trick? Hey, cool. Me too.
Yeah.
So we are already 2 here at this table. So please don't tell them. They will enjoy. That works as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
And don't be afraid. It's not about the tricks. It is about you.
It should be about you.
And if they know the trick, they don't know you.
Right?
If they say, I know you, then you have a problem.
Okay, I know you, and now I know how this is done.
And I know where your house lives.
I'm gone.
And ciao. Yeah, certainly. Hey, hey, we didn't talk about the... I hope it's on number 1. I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
It is?
100%.
Woohoo! Tricks of the week, yes.
Tricks of the week.
That is something I would like to introduce you right for this topic, because the effects that I'm showing you here is great for close-up, but also to be performed in a larger crowd, in a larger audience. It's great for one person, a table, a crowd of 100. So it's kind of a good, it's a good balance. to get you used to certain effects. If you like them, then you can bring them on stage or make them bigger, and they still work well. And these 4 tricks that I selected for you are discounted for this week, so don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so that you will be notified when the next tricks of the weeks are coming, because it's only 1 week. Next Monday we are switching to other effects, let's say, depending on the topic, what we'll choose then.
Part 2.
It will be part 2 because we didn't finish the German one, and I think we have to talk here as well more about it. Now let's talk about the tricks that I selected. And I took several effects that would exist in parlor size, so that's bigger for stage, as well as in poker size, and the middle version is the large index. First we start with the Super Mentalism deck of, let's try this one. The Super Mentalism deck of Tony Benarelli. One of our first releases with parlor size cards. Actually, and I will show you later why this is so great in parlor size. Back then he did this in poker size with jumbo indexes, and it didn't look good.
Okay.
So when I saw this effect and was able to re-release it, then I made them to switch over to the parlor size. Yes. Same as the teleporter. Well, as you know, 30% discount. You will find it on our website. It's the effect Super Mentalism deck. We'll talk about this in a second. The next effect is teleporter, where you have 4 people on stage, if you like, and you can really fill the whole stage. Actually, the original title, I changed it, but the original title of Dave Arch was Stage Filler.
Stage filler, okay.
What I don't like about it, it's a little kind of desperate. So how to fill the stage.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, so that's why we turned it into the teleporter, because it's really a kind of a teleportation of selected cards by an audience. They have a free choice. It's a little bit like the Princess card trick on steroids, because the cards are all visible. It's not just a handful of cards like the Princess card trick, and whatever the tricks that the spectators select will end up in the other corner of the stage with the other spectator who already left with half of the deck.
Nice.
It's really, really good. And in parlor size we have this reduced here as well with 30% discount. So get it now. We already had this, I think, 3 weeks ago, but it's just fitting the whole topic here.
Right.
Then we have Numb and Triple Coincidence. That is an alternative to it. Here are several cards selected with numbers on the backs. What I like about Triple Coincidence, it's really strong and even plays great with just a small group.
I love that one, yeah.
Yeah, and with Numb, you can really play it big, as several cards are selected, 4 in total, and it would be that these 4 numbers will end up in a certain sum, but also could be a date or a certain number, etc. And a friend of mine came up with a very cool idea of a magic square without being a magic square.
Okay.
The cool thing is that he already has written down 3 lines of 4 outcomes, of the numbers. So he doesn't have to calculate anything. And you can say these were the presentations from earlier days. We already had these numbers selected, blah, 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 right? But now we are here on the 4th presentation. Let's see what's bringing this one here. So 4 cards are selected, 4 numbers are written down. You're making the total, and then you're having already the square there, and come up with an idea.
Yeah.
Oh, let's make a complete sum here, and everything turns out to be the same value without all the skills and all the stuff that you maybe know from the magic square. So in case of that, Numb is a very good trick. All of them are discounted with 30% until the 15th of November. If you're watching this video after that, sorry.
Too late.
Yes, but we will have other discounted items. And if you are asking about Black Friday, we are calling it the Black Weeks that we have here. There will be a certain incentive and happening with the Black Friday, but different to the years before. I hope you still will love it. Yep, so these are the 4 products. And with the Super Mentalism deck, I think we wanted to show it in the German stream
and
ran out of time what is going on there. So,
but I really think you should call it the Black Shark Weeks or the White Shark Weeks.
Okay, I'll think about it, yes.
Not Black Friday, it's like...
The Black Shark, okay.
The Black Shark.
Okay. Do you know that I once did magic for Black Fox? I really did, for an Indian in the or a Native American.
No, I did not know.
Yes, he was Black Fox. Get Sharky. If you watch the video, the performance video, I did magic for Black Fox.
Okay. Let me check out that.
Yeah, you should. There's another story to Black Fox, but I don't want to do this here in public. Cool guy. Yeah. So the idea with the Sumo Mentalism deck is that several cards are chosen by spectators. Let's do this. Several cards are chosen by spectators. Well, it's still a new deck order because I didn't shuffle. Let's say we go for that one here, and I don't know, 3 cards, right? So these 3 cards are selected. While you are in the audience, these are selected. Black Shark, seriously, I vote no. Thank you, Dennis. And well, you have one spectator on stage waiting, and he will be able to figure out which cards were selected by the audience. How cool is that? So we have the 3 of hearts, Jack of diamonds, 10 of clubs. And the interesting part is that you are bringing the deck back in and shuffled everything. And when the spectator on stage is then asked to select the 3 cards, you can play it big in different ways. Let's say you want that the 3 cards that the spectator selected should appear in his mind very big and like on big screen, etc. And then he would be able to, no, that wrong one. He would be able to find the cards chosen, and he would then pick them, right? And the cool thing is, it's really, really clever. And and the best part about this is it's dual reality. Because
I love that.
Yeah, well, when I show this to you again, then what did you see? Nothing special, right? And so when I remove these 3 cards, I can go back into the audience and show them one by one that these are the cards selected. No, these are not the ones. Yes, the other way around. And now you already got the idea what is going on there. So we have a small and a large index. And the cool thing is, if the spectator is going back onto his seat and is asked by his friends, what have you seen? He will say, I've seen big indexes.
Yeah, they popped out to me.
But for the audience, when I show them again the cards, for them nothing has changed. Yeah. They saw the big ones. He selected the big ones.
That is clever, yeah.
It's really, really, really a great trick, and you should not underestimate it. Actually, I made the small little dot here in the corner so that I know where how to orientate it.
Cardshark touch.
Cardshark touch, exactly.
Cardshark touch.
Yes.
Nice.
Super Mentalism deck is really a cool trick. We have still a few of those. It's great for stage and for smaller shows. And yeah. After that, we released the blindside deck that is kind of going into the same direction, but in poker size. And the guy who came up with the blindside deck had no idea about the Super Mentalism. But when I saw the trick, I said, we have to... have you ever... No, never.
Sometimes that happens, right?
Yes, so that... Yeah, great minds think alike. That can happen. So when you think you just invented the wheel, someone else is already riding a bicycle with them. This might happen.
Riding a phoenix.
Yes. So you have a week until from now on until the 15th of November about it. In a week we are seeing us again, talking again about this topic.
A little bit more into detail.
Yes.
And some of the other things.
How to calculate, how to start, maybe donate money, etc., etc. We'll talk about this. Maybe you can also leave some comments below that would help me about your
questions also, if you have questions.
And about your first performance, your first booking that you got, what you did, how you calculated, etc. It would be interesting for all of you. So please leave a comment below. And until then, we'll see us in a week.
Yeah? Have a great week.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching, guys. Leave a thumbs up.
Bye-bye.
And whatever. Bye-bye. Have a great week.